So Indra and Varochana, they approached Lord Brahma to receive Brahma Gyan from him, knowledge of the self. So Lord Brahma, to test them, he first of all said, the self that you've come here to know about can be seen by anyone if they simply fill a dish with water and look in it. So Virochana was very happy to hear this. He said, in other words, he concluded, that this great knowledge that you have to give, the conclusion of it is that we are our bodies. Because when you look in a dish of water, you see the reflection of your body. That's wonderful. So Virochana was very satisfied, and he left Lord Brahma's abode and went back to the demons and said, I've got it. And they all accepted him as guru. He said, wonderful. This is wonderful. But Indra, because he's a demigod, he thought, wait a minute. This can't be right. And so he came back to Lord Brahma and he said, isn't there something more? And Brahma said, yes, I was just waiting to get rid of the other guy. Because he's not qualified to receive this knowledge. And then Lord Brahma instructed the real truth that we are not the body, we are eternal spirit, soul, and servant of Sri Krishna. So even though the materialists, they may approach spiritual authority, they have their own agenda. And if they come to know, if they come to hear what the actual truth is, then they don't like it, then they become disappointed. There's a story that Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati used to tell to illustrate this very point about the humanist agenda or philanthropic agenda with regards to spiritual life. It's a story of Swan and Cranes. So there was a group of cranes, these birds with a long neck and long legs, long beak, and they inhabited a boggy marsh. So one day they happened to see a swan come by. They'd never seen a swan before. So the leader of the cranes asked the swan, I see you're a very strange bird. You have reddish eyes and a reddish beak and reddish feet. Well, where do you come from? I come from Lake Manasarovar. Oh, what is that place like? So then the swan explained, it is a beautiful lake of nectarian, crystal clear waters. And arrayed in these waters are islands made of jewels. And on these islands are growing very fabulous fruit trees, bearing wonderful fruits. And there are golden lotus flowers everywhere. And it is here that we swans live. And the cranes, they looked at each other very skeptically. They weren't very satisfied with this. So then the leader of the cranes, he asked, well, tell us one thing. Tell us one thing. Are there big fat snails in the Manasarovar lake? And the swan answered, no, I'm sorry, we don't have such entities there, no big fat snails. So then all the cranes began to laugh. Ha 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 ha. You come from such a place where there's no fat snails? Why, we would never go there. You see our nice boggy marsh? There are many fat snails here. We fill our belly here every day with them. And so we are very satisfied to remain here. So go your way, swan. Go back to your Manasarovar, wherever you come from. Be happy there. But we are staying here. We would never follow you there. So the moral of this story, as explained by Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, is that the humanists, the philanthropists, and so on, they're very quick when they meet the transcendentalists to ask, so what is the social purpose of your mission? Are you going to places where there has been misfortune? And are you giving out free clothes? And are you giving education? And are you opening hospitals? And when they come to find that the genuine transcendentalist is not interested in such affairs, then they say, then there's no use to your mission. We will not follow that. So Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati says that such person, they lack the capacity for real philosophical introspection. He says that there are 3 questions that are to be answered in life. And these are, what, who, and how. And these three questions can only be answered by approaching bona fide spiritual master. So one has to have the intelligence, the brain power to be able to ask these three questions. What means, what are the real problems of life? What are the real problems? Is it social injustice? Is that a real problem of life? Inequality, inequity? Is it anything like that? No. The real problems of life are birth, old age, disease, death. So that question must be, first of all, answered properly. The second question is who? Who are suffering these real problems of life? Is it the poor? Is it the downtrodden? Is it the socially disenfranchised? No. It is everybody. Everybody is suffering equally. So then, why? Why are we suffering? Because we have this material body. Everyone. From Brahma down to the tiny ant. Everyone has this material body. Everyone is suffering. So then how do we get out of this suffering condition? Well, that is the subject matter of the Vedic scriptures. So it's for this knowledge that we approach spiritual master. To answer these questions. Tasmat gurun prapadyeta jignasya shreya uttama. This is the ultimate auspicity, ultimate benefit for all living entities, to have these questions answered. Not to try to utilize this knowledge for making material adjustments in this world to make an artificial solution to the problems of material existence. So, I'll stop here. Are there any questions? Yes?
I believe it's mentioned in maybe it was the second report. Something about accepting a guru for a specific purpose. So maybe you could explain that a little.
That was in the first purport. One must approach a particular type of guru to execute a particular type of duty. Yes. Well, in Krishna consciousness, for instance, there are various duties. And so various devotees become expert. I think Rohini Nandan Prabhu was mentioning in his class yesterday how in our movement there are various devotees who are outstanding for their expertise in various areas. So that means guru, that means they're a teacher in these areas. So to become expert in that area, one should approach one who is expert. And sometimes it is seen that a disciple will be referred by his Diksha Guru, his initiating spiritual master, to another spiritual master, Shiksha Guru, to learn puja, or to learn cooking, or learn some other sankirtan, some other area of devotional service, because that spiritual master is most expert.